Good morning, mi familia. It is the day after Christmas here, and we are gonna finally get out of the house today. Me and my mom and my brother are about to go get some food. We're gonna take my mom out for dinner or lunch, whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna go to Funspot, which is one of the funnest places in the world. We grew up going there as kids, and it's just a massive arcade. You'll just have to wait and see. It's so sick. But yesterday I was claiming so many giveaways, and I really just wanted to shut the vlog down and take kind of a day off with Christmas and go to bed and rest, and I did, and now I feel blazing. So we're gonna start this morning off with a little giveaway here. My brother is an absolute savage. He has no idea that I'm doing this. He's outside right now. They're actually in the car waiting for me, but I'm gonna give away this size medium, which is pretty much a large set of snow pants. Also, this pair of goggles I got yesterday from Outside Fitters or something, but look at how sick they are. Outdoor Masters, that's what it was. And all you gotta do is go to my brother's Instagram at Kingdom of Dana and leave a comment on his most recent photo, saying something, just being nice, shouting out your boy, baby. And yeah, you're gonna win snow pants and goggles, and we're gonna be doing more giveaways. But my brother is a savage behind the lens, and he's gonna be doing some help with me today so that I don't have to edit so much, and he's gonna make some really sick stuff. So if you see the cinematography all of a sudden switch up, like the axe cutting edit from the other day, that's my brother, but he's coming in right now, so we gotta send it. First stop, we're at the old country store here. What are the claims? What do you guys think this 1 gallon of pure New Hampshire maple syrup costs? Comment section.
How many do you want?
Just had a smoking lunch, mom out for Christmas. Now we are at the funnest place on earth, Funspot. Largest arcade in the world they're in.
It's an indoor.
Thank you, Mom. Alright guys, I gotta get some shout outs here. I haven't even shipped out the last stickers just because of the holidays. I haven't been to the post office yet, so this is another batch. They're all gonna go out. I'm getting so much orders and so much love and support. I thank all of you, but especially right now, Ash Westbrook, Wade Kennerson, Thomas Carter. Here we go. We got a bunch. Tom Vokak, Gavin Zwally, Alex Sevicillo, Chase Russell, Anthony White, Cameron Periolat, Eddie Newell, David Gothard, Richie Hercules, Logan Ali, Jorge Sanjurio, or George San Giorgio, however you pronounce it, sorry brother, Marcin Fabiuski, I'm sorry again, Charles Gage, Elizabeth Lehman, Tyler Marsh, Sean Warren, Bryce Poist, Ryan Kremer, Justin Fitzgerald, Matt Cook, Anthony Cody, Brian Rosh, Matt Horton, Justin Rock, Edwin Usibo, and Mark Fiorolo. Thank all of you guys so much for the orders. I only have 29 new C-Vlog logo stickers left. You guys literally wiped me dry, so if you guys want to get those, get them now because they're going to be sold out soon, and I have so much issues trying to get more merch and stickers, and I'm just going to be stoked when all of the t-shirts and that kind of stuff go so that we can start working on some new designs and new logos here. If you guys didn't notice, obviously my brother all day filmed and edited the edit that we watched before this. He's upstairs right now actually doing it right now, which is how I had so much free time to do the beginning of my edit and all this merch and have some free time tonight so I can actually get some rest and sleep because we're nuking it back to Mount Snow tomorrow. I got my mom a super discounted room at the Grand Summit Hotel. She's gonna be so stoked. My brother's coming as well, so we're gonna get a day riding in, and we might even be linking up with an absolute legend if we get there in time. But I want to do a random little video right now. I came downstairs, and if you're wondering why there's a bunch of boards on the ground in my basement here, my brother doesn't have a setup, so I was gonna try to find him an old deck that I had, and no joke, found literally a pile of all of the boards that I have broken or destroyed, or almost all of them, since I started snowboarding in like 2000 and whatever year it was, 2011. So I just want to run through some of these boards, and I know you guys already know I know nothing about snowboarding. If you don't know, I really know nothing about snowboarding. I don't know anything about old school snowboarders or how the sport came up or anything like that, and I definitely don't know anything about tuning or the specs and mechanisms of boards. I spent most of my time just getting on them and ripping them. So I do need to up my game of that in the future, but we're gonna run through what I have gone through over the past 7 years of my snowboarding career right now. So I got these things all laid out here. We have 21 snowboards accumulated over the past, I want to say 7 years. So averaging 3 boards a year, plus I have a couple boards in Colorado right now and my boards in my car, and I'm sure I've lost some along the way, but I don't know the exact time frame. All of these things were used in order, but I'm going to try to run through where they came from, why I wrote them, what kind they are, and yeah, some good times with them. And it's funny to see the different stickers that I had from the different sponsors throughout the years. Alright, so I want to start off with the first snowboard really I ever had, and classic, the LibTech Skate Banana. One of the best snowboards, I believe, for beginning snowboarding. If you've never ridden and you're worried about catching your edges or anything like that, the LibTech has magnet traction, so you can grip really easy on ice and cruise no problem, but it has a reverse banana shape, so if you go to turn and you normally would catch an edge with the Skate Banana, you can actually just butter around. But once you get to medium riding and you want to advance your riding a little bit, when you spin your tricks and you land, if you have a reverse camber board like that, I believe it's hard to stop spinning. You land and you want to keep spinning and buttering around, and that's not good. So the Skate Banana, 2 of those things right off the rip. At that same time, I want to say this is a Nitro T2, and it was not even mine. This was a competition between my brother and one of my best friends. Neither one of them really knew whose board it was, but they both ripped it, and they both had a great time riding it. Regular flat camber board. The next board that I upgraded to was a regular flat camber DC MLF, and this thing was my ideal board for so long. Hold on a second. The LibTech skate banana I was on was a 159 wide, and I jumped down because I wanted to go for more of a skateboard feel to an MLF 158. And then I'm pretty sure I clipped an edge one time on a rail, and I was trying to improve my rail riding. That's what made me go down. And I liked the board so much, and I didn't want to actually get into a new style of riding or try a new board and work on all that. I just wanted to progress on my riding, so I literally was going on eBay and I was ordering MLFs, and the next one I got was a 154. And I bought 3 of them. I don't know where the other 2 are, but I remember I was flying through these all in one season. The DCs back in the day used to always delaminate on me. So if you can see that, the letters would actually start to come out of the bottom sheet, and that was never, ever good. So in 2011, I dropped my first real snowboarding edit, went to sponsorme.com, uploaded it, and then I got hit up by this next company, which is Global Mind Elevation. First sponsor I ever had snowboarding. I signed a 1-year contract. They had the after hours crew paid to go to Mount Hood, and they were gonna go film an edit over the summer, which is where I discovered Mount Hood. And I asked them if I could come along. They sent me a $500 check. I booked my own flight for $550, booked my own hotel room, and it was the first time I ever went to Oregon. They gave me my first sponsor board, Global Mind Elevation, and it was crazy because I linked up with Yale Cousineau, Luke Haddock, and Ian Post, who at the time were absolutely crushing the snowboard game. And I really didn't even know who they were. I had not a damn clue actually who they were at all, but they were legends. Yale Cousineau was absolutely the most heroic human and just was so nice and like welcomed me into the snowboard world and showed me love, and it was cool because I really was such a beginner back then, and to get love from some big dogs right off the rip like that was sick. And a snowboarding paycheck, I couldn't believe it. But I didn't really like the boards that much, so I ended up dropping the company after that next year. I just wanted to really go back to improving my riding, and when I was on the DCs, I felt like all I was working on was my riding. So that is when I jumped on my first ever PB&J 153. I was getting smaller and smaller. Tree Clothing, that was the first time I went to Austria. 153 was the next board, and I destroyed this thing at Mount Hood. It was the most playful, fun board ever. Kind of like the MLF, but a lot more playful, a lot flexier. And that's when I ended up thrashing this thing at Mount Hood. The whole base is destroyed. So I ordered another DC, and at the time, they didn't have anything on eBay that wasn't a reverse. So I got my first ever reverse, and it's a DC Focus 155 wide. And I remember I did my first ever real nose press on this thing because it's reverse camber. So how easy could a nose press be after riding 157 MLF stiff rock boards? Yeah, the thing was actually pretty sick, but I really didn't like the swivel thing. Back and forth from edge to edge was not super easy. I kept swiveling around on my landing, so I went back to the flat camber boards, which I got the Ika Backstrom 154. And this is the firmest snowboard I think I've ever ridden in my life. To this day, it's still absolutely brick. If you try to bend it enough, it just ends up breaking. Corinthia, I think actually is when I finally got sponsored by the boys. Maybe this was 2014. They hit me up and said, "You've been chucking for years. You finally got your style together enough to represent the mountain." So I wanted to get a little less stiff, and that is when I got, the Torstein Horgmo, same year out at Mount Hood, and I realized, wow, this is actually way stiffer than the last board I had, and takes the cake for one of the more stiff boards I've ever ridden. And Torstein presses it like it's absolutely nothing. The 365 life, who knows the 365 life? Ryan Cheek from Jersey. And at this point, I was just flying through boards, board after board. I want to say to the point where I broke my board at Mount Hood, and I had to go into the rental shop, and I gave them a random name because I was a little worried that the guy was telling me if I broke the board that I'd have to pay for it. And it's a 155 wide Burton LTR. Don't know what it was, but first run of the day, I rented it for 10 bucks, cracked it right in half, as you can see right there. And that was it. Short-lived life for this rental board from Mount Hood. Sorry, Mount Hood Rentals. I didn't want to take it from you, but there's no way I was buying it, and you kind of put that on me by giving it to me. So we got back to Mount Snow, and we liked the PB&J so much that we ordered another one. Kind of flexy, not really at all actually, but I don't really press anyways, and that's probably why. And I was flying through PB&Js, and that's when I actually probably started really getting healthy, because you see the Get On It sticker there, the Mount Hood Rider sticker there, and Corey, hemp can save the world. sticker. That's pretty cool. We can quite easily say that the DC ply was the favorite board I ever rid from DC because I got 3 of them. This looks like around the same time because of that sticker. This thing is a 153.75. Actually has some flex to it, and I was murdering on this thing for years. No joke, this was one of my favorite boards I've ever ridden, and I was just thrashing them. They were de-lambing, I was hitting edges, breaking sidewalls, you name it. And then they improved it the next year, which is actually, at some point in there, I got sponsored by DC, and a lot of those boards were given to me. And that's, I know for sure, when I was riding for Corinthia, picked up Candy Grind, and DC was hooking it up like crazy, and I loved the new, I want to say this is also ply. This was the new ply, and I was flying through those things, and eventually made it to Super Park, whatever, I don't remember what number, 18, which is why I have the Snowboarder mag there, the Candy Grind stickers, Corinthia still repping, and I was just flying through those, which led me to want to pick up a new board sponsor because DC dropped almost all of their team and they lost their rep, so I lost my board sponsor. And then Sully Behill from Rhode Island hit me up, local company, Monument. They hooked it up and I broke them off heavily. But it actually was a good board. That was a gigantic gap to a down bar, which is the first board I ever broke in half. And then they gave me another one, which was sick. No issues, just like riding any of the DCs. Loved it. Eventually, leading to last year, Monument kind of fell off. They slowed down, they weren't trying to do much, and Ripley hit me up from Death Label, and I was on Death Label all last year. I should have a couple more Death Labels. I don't know where they are. That's why this is definitely not all the boards that I've had, but Death Label, sick board, same as the Monument. Didn't really notice any difference, didn't have any issues, just jumping on it and absolutely throwing down. And one last board, Option, Free Plus, 156. There's actually nothing wrong with this board. When I was in high school, my buddy pawned his board, disappeared, we didn't know where he went, and I went to the pawn shop, found his board and bindings, and bought them for 60 bucks. And he never asked for it back. I was trying to give it to him. He never got back into snowboarding, so I just have this directional Option, handcrafted in Canada, 156 Free Plus that I don't really know what to do with. Whew, one take. Didn't even change the camera angle. I am down here right now in my mother's basement, about to wrap this day up. I want to say that my brother is upstairs right now as we speak, cranking out the most ridiculous edit that I'm sure you guys already saw, and I'm sure was so sick. And he's going to be coming to the mountain tomorrow. We're going to be trying to get some footy, and instead of giving you guys goggles and snow pants, what I'm going to do is this photo right here. Everything that you see is up for grabs, and I'm going to start doing the giveaways, and each day I'm going to cross off an item that the person that wins that giveaway gets. So right now you have the option to win 2 different life-proof cases, goggles, snow pants, a smaller pair of goggles for kids, a pair of Alpine Bandit gloves, and a neck warmer, and that's just going to keep growing. I want to give a shout out here before I fully shut the vlog down for the day to a bunch of new Patreon supporters who I've been meaning to give shout outs to. Andreas Wigston, Philip Cohn, Todd Williamson, Jasper Bingham, Joel Dinnan, David Sparks, Connor West, and Cody Broyne. Thank you guys so much. Also Edmund Arganza, Carter Phillips, Guillermo Garcia, Jonathan Carrington, and honestly anybody else who has helped support or made any donations or just anything in general. I've been getting so many messages recently, and I've had so many screenshots that I'm going through, and I'm trying to remember people to thank, and it's getting overwhelming. We are having a pretty big growth in the channel right now, so I've never been more grateful, and I've been trying to respond to everybody's comments. I got some messages recently where somebody said something about the fact that they've watched every single vlog I've ever had and that they're stoked on everything, and I went to click permit and I clicked decline by accident, and then that got lost. And there's been some other ones that were really long messages that were meaningful that I wanted to respond to, but I put off for a second, and then they get lost in a whole heap. So if you've sent any emails or if you've sent any messages and I haven't responded and they weren't just asking me the conditions of the mountain, because if you ask me the conditions of the mountain or where I'm going to be, I'm probably not going to answer because I usually don't know, and I'm trying to get to the really important ones. So if it's really important and you guys are trying to show some love or get some shout outs or anything, send me another message. You're not overdoing it. I really appreciate it all. I'm trying my best to respond to everybody and to show all the love back around the world. And yeah, thank you to anybody who has been supporting. Also, if you have any issues with merch that I've sent, or if I didn't send you the right thing or something, shoot me a message, shoot me an email. I'm doing all this stuff on my own, and we're doing the best we can. That's all you can do. Hope you guys are doing the best you can do. Hope you enjoyed this video. The like, the sub, all that stuff. If you want to win some merch, go follow my brother on Instagram and show him some love. We're gonna pick a winner. You get something out of those items, and we're just trying to show the love back. Enough out of the neck. Your boy is here for the dream. I love you. See you mañana. Peace.